Good morning. Welcome to GitHub Satellite, and we have quite a show for you today. We have a lot of great announcements in 3 different areas: security, enterprise, and community. This is the first ever picture of a black hole. Scientists have theorized about black holes for decades, but this is the first time we've ever actually seen one, right? This is Dr. Katie Bauman, one of the lead developers and scientists on the project. When you look at the team that's working directly on a code base, in a way you're looking at the tip of the iceberg, right? This isn't just the story of this one software project. This is the story of all software projects today that use open source. So the tip of the iceberg, those direct contributors, are the ones who are building your code, but below the waterline are the developers who are contributing to your dependencies. And we've been using the phrase community contributors to refer to these people. So to make this interconnected community and the reality of this more concrete for each of us in our everyday work, we're introducing 2 new features to GitHub today: community contributors and dependent repositories. So today, if you go to a repo, like this is NumPy, you can see that we actually call out how many contributors that repo has. Well, we're adding a hover card, so when you bring your mouse up, you can see the total number of community contributors. You can see who they are, browse them, and get to know your extended team. We're adding a new signal for you to understand a repo's popularity. So right now, when you look at a repo, you can see how many forks it has, how many stars it has, how many people are watching it. Today now, when we're adding used by, so you can see how many other projects on GitHub make use of the dependencies, the packages that are in that repo. For you as a maintainer, it's pretty cool. You can see how many people are using your stuff. You can even click on it and see exactly who those users are and which repos that have joined in the last week or so. We screenshotted NumPy a week ago, and it went up by about 1,000 users in the week, so that was pretty cool. They're rolling out today. Community contributors is Python first, and it'll roll out to the other language communities after that. And dependent repositories is available for all the languages supported by the GitHub dependency graph. The new features that we're going to show you are based on the things that you've told us that you want. And we're going to start with security. Please welcome GitHub Head of Product, Shanku Niyogi.
So let's start with developers and administrators. Now, in November 2017, we released something called Security Vulnerability Alerts for GitHub. With this, GitHub now actually scans all of your dependencies continuously, compares them against vulnerability data, and sends you an alert whenever you've got a vulnerable dependency. So in just the last 12 months, we have actually sent almost 27 million vulnerability alerts to developers. But I'm also excited to announce today that we're now generally making available GitHub vulnerability alerts for GitHub Enterprise Server. So with this, even if you're doing local development on your server, you can connect to GitHub and you can get the same alerts to help keep your code secure. I'm also excited to announce today that we're partnering with WhiteSource. And WhiteSource is an industry leader in vulnerability data. They collect vulnerability data from lots of different places. We are now making that vulnerability data available through alerts in GitHub. Now, alerts are great, but what if you want to keep on top of all of your dependencies? GitHub Dependency Insights helps you do that. Think of GitHub Dependency Insights as a full overview of all of your dependencies. So you can go and understand each dependency. You can go look at what's changed there, who's working on it. You can get this overview of all of the security state of your dependencies. We're also including license information so that you can actually understand your license compliance state of all your code. Now let's go ahead and look at how bugs get found and fixed. Now at GitHub, we've got a dedicated team that works on security issues. But if you've got an open source project, this is a hard problem, right? Because if a security issue comes in from somewhere, you've got to go race against time, investigate the issue, figure out what happened, figure out a patch, get that patch built and tested, get it out there, issue an advisory. So what you need is better tools to do that. And today, we're announcing a set of tools to help you. So first, how does a security researcher find you? Well, in the industry, there's a convention for this. It's called a security policy. Now you can have a security policy too, because we're building that into GitHub. So with GitHub security policy, you can now author a security policy for your project, or you can author it for your entire org, and it will automatically cascade down to every repo. And now researchers know how to work with you. That's an important first step. Now, once you've got that, what happens when an issue comes in, right? Like, what you'd like to do is you'd like to go to a nice place with the people you trust in a private environment and be able to investigate that issue. And you can now do that with something called maintainer security advisories. Let's take a look at how it works. So a new issue comes in, and what I can do is go ahead and create something called a draft advisory. This is something new in GitHub that we're announcing today. Once you've done that, what you now create is this kind of entire private workspace where you can work on the problem. So you can invite in the people you trust, maybe that security researcher that filed the issue. You can go discuss, you can go investigate in a completely private space. When you're ready, you can create something called a temporary private fork. This is a completely private fork of your code that is available only to the people that you invite. And now you can work with them on a security issue. You can build and test the patch. You'll get a unique Git URL, so you can use it with your Git tools. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and merge that pull request back into your code. We also provide a set of tools to help you author that advisory and submit it to GitHub. And when you do that, we'll take care of the rest for you. We will publish that advisory, and voila, there's a published advisory ready to go. So we want to build security best practices directly into GitHub. Organizations like the CNCF have a bunch of custom security tools today, and they're going to be switching to using a lot of our GitHub tools, and we're going to be working with them. But you can have these tools too, because our maintainer security tools are going to be available to every single open source project for free. So now let's get to the hard part, doing those patches. More than 70% of vulnerabilities actually remain unpatched for 3 months. What we actually found was a number of partners in our ecosystem have tried to already go solve this problem. And one of them is Dependabot. So Dependabot is a product that takes a great approach to trying and addressing this problem of patching vulnerability. I'd like to invite the co-founder of Dependabot, Gray Baker, to the stage.
Every day, Dependabot checks whether or not you're using the latest version of everything that you depend on. And if you're not, then it opens individual pull requests to update you. I think we've got an example pull request to show. So in that pull request, you can see it's just doing a very small update. It's a patch. And it's pulled in the changelog, the release notes, and in this case, because it's fixing a vulnerability, details of the vulnerability that's being fixed. The idea is to make that pull request as easy to merge as possible.
I am super thrilled to announce that Dependabot is now a part of the GitHub family.
And we've got a feature to announce for everybody today, which is that we've built automated security fixes. So now, whenever you receive a security alert from GitHub, you'll also get a pull request to fix that insecure vulnerability. Automated security fixes are available today. You can opt in from the repo settings page on any repo. They support all of the languages that Security Alert supports, and we'll be rolling them out to everybody over the next 2 months.
Now we want to share how our interconnected community actually extends into enterprises and large organizations and helps them be part of the community too. And to tell you about that, I'm super excited to have Dana Lawson, Vice President of Engineering, join us. Dana?
Howdy, y'all. These 4 new enterprise features: enterprise accounts, internal repos, new roles and permissions, and organization insights. Last October, we introduced a limited beta for enterprise account feature. With enterprise accounts, you can group all the organizations in a single account, making it easier for you to manage the needs of every org and team in your company. But just with enterprise accounts, we also wanted to make it easier for companies to share their code across the organization in a safe, open, and secure way. Before, you only had 2 choices: private and public repos. And today, we're introducing internal repos. But internal repos are a way for helping enterprise companies stay interconnected. So now with enterprise internal repos, you can broadly share your projects where every user in an enterprise account can participate. No more trudging through going, hey, can I get access to that? Can I get access to that? Now you have access to that, so you're welcome. But we also wanted to help maintainers, because it's not all about enterprise. It's really about y'all. So we've worked to overhaul our permission model to introduce new roles for your team, the triage and maintain role. The triage role allows users the ability to manage issues without having to have write access to your code. The maintain role, which has most of the rights of admins, but removes the ability to do dangerous things like delete repos. Because believe me, you don't want to do that. Not that I have, but maybe I have. But whatever, you don't want to be that person. With organization insights, you can now understand where your teams are spending time in these workflows, what languages you're using, and what's changing over time in your company's ecosystem. And this is just the beginning. With Org Insights, our goal is to be the instrument panel for your development lifecycle.
We have some pretty exciting news to unveil today. And to tell you more, please welcome Devin Zugel.
Hi, I'm Devin, and at GitHub, this is the core of what we're about. We're here to support the humans behind human progress. In that spirit, we're thrilled to announce a brand new feature of GitHub. I'm so excited to share that today we're launching the beta of GitHub Sponsors, a new way to financially support the developers you depend on. This is a first step. The purpose of this beta is to get your feedback, and we're really excited to hear from you. So let's see how it works. To start, let's sponsor Mariata. We'll head to her GitHub profile, and you'll see there's a new sponsor button. I'm a huge space nerd, so I think it's awesome that her contributions to Python played a role in creating the black hole image. When I see that button, I'm super excited that I can now show her my support. Clicking it takes me to her sponsorship page. Here, she gets to decide how to represent herself and how you can best support her. Now let's see this from Mariata's perspective. When she goes to my profile, or when she sees my profile hover card, she will see a new callout that says your sponsor. So she knows I'm invested in her work. We've also built this into existing GitHub workflows so that it's seamless to support developers. I'm really excited about this because it'll surface developers that you can sponsor directly from the conversations where you collaborate with them. But maybe you want to support a project, not a person. To do that, we've also added support for a new file called funding.yaml that makes it easy to support the project however the maintainers see fit. When funding.yaml is added to a project's master branch, a new sponsor button will appear at the top of the repo. Clicking the button opens a natively rendered view of the funding links listed in that file. It can showcase the GitHub sponsors profiles of the developers who contribute to the project, or it can also link to other popular funding models, including Open Collective, Community Bridge, Tidelift, and more. GitHub Sponsors charges 0 platform fees when you support the work of other developers. We'll also cover payment processing costs for the first 12 months of the program to celebrate the launch. 100% of your sponsorship goes directly to the developer. GitHub Sponsors also supports payouts all around the world in every country where GitHub does business. We are proud to make this tool available to developers worldwide. Anyone who contributes to open source, all of those people are eligible for sponsorship. If you're interested in getting sponsored for your own work, you can apply at github.com/sponsors.
Devin mentioned that one of the great features of GitHub Sponsors is that we cover all of your payment processing fees for the first year, so that 100% of your contribution goes directly to the developer that you sponsor. And 100% is amazing, but we were thinking about it and we realized that what's better than 100% is 200%. So with today's announcement, we've also created the GitHub Sponsors Matching Fund, where we will double your contribution to developers for the first year. Thank you for joining us this morning. We hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Thanks so much.